I'm using pseudonyms for everyone in this narrative to protect their identities. I'm a 41-year-old woman, a stay-at-home mother, and my husband, whom I'll call David, is 48 and works in the financial sector. We've been married for almost 2 decades and have 2 children. Our 18-year-old son, whom I'll call Noah, a high school senior, and our 15-year-old daughter, whom I'll call Lily. They are the center of my world. Over time, my marriage to David has lost its spark, dulled by his demanding job and my own struggles with aging and self-esteem since we first met. Noah has a girlfriend, whom we'll call Sarah, whom he's been with since their freshman year. Noah cherishes Sarah. She's his first love, and I've always treated her like part of our family. This makes the betrayal I've uncovered all the more agonizing. Last week, I accidentally glimpsed David's phone screen and saw a text exchange between him and Sarah, Noah's girlfriend. One message from her said she missed tasting his steak. I was stunned, frozen in disbelief. I spent hours convincing myself I'd misread it, but deep down, I knew I hadn't. Over the next few days, I found a folder on David's computer filled with BDSM pornography, revealing what seems like an addiction. There were also saved Instagram photos of Sarah, nothing inappropriate, just her in everyday clothes, but it was enough to confirm my fears. I wasn't imagining things. I also checked his phone when I could and saw more of their conversations. I wish I'd never looked. He'll clarify how I saw the messages. David was using his phone, not actively on the messaging app, but it was open in the background. On his iPhone, when he swiped up to view open apps, a habit he does obsessively, I noticed the chat. He wasn't careless enough to leave it open for anyone to see. It was just a moment of oversight when he swiped up from another app. Reading those messages felt like a knife to my chest. My hands shook as I held his phone, the screen glowing with words that tore at my heart. It wasn't just the betrayal, it was how they mocked me. David had taken my deepest insecurities, shared in confidence, and turned them into cruel jokes for Sarah's amusement. Their texts were filled with vicious comments about my appearance, calling me overweight and outdated, among other insults. Sarah responded with laughing emojis, adding her own jabs, like saying I was so old I probably thought my clothes were still fashionable. They ridiculed my intelligence, my hobbies, the way I spoke, describing me as tedious, uninspiring, and predictable. These words attacked the life I'd built with David, the love I thought we shared for nearly 20 years. In one message, David wrote, "At least you're exciting. Being with her feels like watching paint dry." Sarah replied, "LOL, you deserve someone who can match your energy, not drag you down." It was as if I was nothing to them, just an obstacle they laughed at while pursuing whatever this was between them. Each message made me feel smaller, insignificant, as if my existence was a punchline. These weren't just careless words. They revealed how little I meant to the man who vowed to love me. Sarah, a girl I'd welcomed and mentored, joined in, bonding with him over their shared disdain. The betrayal wasn't just David's, it was hers too, a double wound that cut deep. I remember closing the app, the screen going dark, and staring at our family photos on the wall. The happy faces in those pictures clashed with the cruelty in their words. In that moment, surrounded by the echoes of their mockery, I realized the man I married was not the one in those photos. I wondered how often they'd laughed at my expense, how many times my pain was their entertainment. I'd always had suspicions that David might be unfaithful, but I never imagined something this horrific. Last month, I found a pair of underwear in our bedroom that didn't belong to me or Lily. I ignored it, naively convincing myself it might be Lily's, even though that made no sense. Not only is David cheating, but he's betraying our son. I'm shattered. Words can't capture the dread, rage, and shock overwhelming me. I'm paralyzed about how to handle this because action is necessary, but I'm terrified of the emotional toll it will take on Noah. I don't know how to approach this devastating topic with him. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. I can't believe I married this despicable man. My mind races, realizing David's odd behavior began around the time Sarah turned 18, 5 months ago. I can't confirm when their affair started. He deletes his texts every few weeks, but I'm trying to piece it together. Was he waiting for her to turn 18 to pursue this? The layers of this betrayal leave me frozen with fear and confusion. Nothing makes sense. How did I miss this happening right under my nose? Noah adores Sarah, and the thought of breaking this truth to him is unbearable. It could crush his young heart. My heart breaks for Noah and Lily, innocent victims in this mess. I haven't confronted David yet because I fear the ripple effects. I don't know where to turn first. I'm sharing this not for pity but to seek understanding and advice from others who faced profound betrayal. Thank you for reading. I appreciate the overwhelming support and apologize for not responding to private messages yet. I'm navigating a lot and taking careful steps in this surreal, painful situation. I want to clarify that hiding this from Noah was never an option. I'm just dreading the conversation, but it's a necessary step in my plan. I'm playing naive, gathering as much evidence as possible to prepare for any outcome and protect myself from harm. I'll provide a detailed update soon, but your support has touched me deeply and made me feel less alone. Update 1. My brother connected me with a fierce, no-nonsense lawyer. I saved screenshots of David's conversations with Sarah, recovering 3 months' worth from iCloud. The chats were mostly flirtatious and explicit, filled with sleazy remarks and more cruel comments about me. It was sickening. David's call logs show he talks to Sarah for hours regularly. I also found dating app profiles with active chats, targeting women aged 18 to 22. I copied everything from his computer, revealing he frequents adult chat rooms and spends heavily on subscription platforms. Searching the house, I found hidden items, restraints, blindfolds, lubricants, and outfits resembling a schoolgirl uniform and a maid costume. I took Noah and Lily to my brother's house after picking them up from school. They sensed something was wrong, and I gently explained everything, breaking down in tears. Lily was furious, even more than Noah. I met with Sarah's mother, sharing all I knew. She took Sarah's phone and gave me their chat logs, also 3 months old, as if they coordinated deletions. Sarah cried when confronted, insisting she and David are in love, claiming their relationship only recently turned romantic and that he was previously a mentor. I confronted David over a Zoom call, my heart racing as I clicked, join. His face appeared, flushed, hair messy, eyes wild with panic and anger. His voice was defensive, almost threatening. I tried to stay calm, saying, David, we need to discuss what's happening. He interrupted, shouting, you don't get the context, repeatedly, never explaining. His face reddened, sweat visible as he yelled, none of this happened. You're inventing things. I pressed on, mentioning the screenshots, but he slammed his desk, screaming, you can't take my kids. You're ruining everything. His aggression was terrifying, his voice a growl, his eyes unhinged. I realized he wasn't just unfaithful, he could be dangerous. I ended the call, his protests cut off, and immediately contacted my lawyer for a restraining order. His volatility confirmed the need to protect myself and the kids. The lawyer is filing for temporary sole custody of Lily and a protective order. Lily remains furious, recalling unsettling interactions between David and her friends. Noah is hurting but composed, requesting therapy, which I'm proud of. They don't deserve this. Noah hasn't spoken to Sarah and may never. We're getting tested for health concerns, given David's likely multiple partners. Sarah's mother says Sarah threatens to run away with David, believing they're in love. Authorities have been informed. I'm determined to be relentless in this divorce, reflecting on how David's treatment eroded my self-worth over 20 years. I want to rebuild myself stronger than ever. Your love and encouragement mean so much, providing comfort in this chaos. Some accuse me of fabricating this story, which strangely reassures me. It feels unreal even to me. I wish it weren't true. I've been focusing on others' feelings, neglecting my own, which I'm trying to address. My emotions swing between rage and numbness. We're safe at my brother's, his home secure with alarms and locks. David calls my phone constantly, but I'm avoiding him, letting my lawyer handle communication. His volatility scares me. Noah and I got tested. Rapid results are clear, with lab results pending. I'm not overly worried. Noah's therapy begins next week, a relief. He needs professional support to process this betrayal by his father and Sarah, who was like family. He's shell-shocked, internalizing much, but his concern for me is touching. He asks, how are you holding up, Mom? With a maturity number 18-year-old should need. He's not himself, and I see pain in his eyes, though he masks it. He's uninterested in contacting David, who hasn't reached out to either child, a relief but also painful. I sense David's nervous, knowing he could face serious consequences if investigated. His panic during our Zoom call suggested a man whose world is collapsing. Lily declined therapy but is open to it later. Her anger has shifted to sadness, and she's troubled by friends' accounts of David's creepy behavior. Staring, hovering, commenting on their appearance, like complimenting one friend's yoga pants or asking about their social status. I'm mortified they experienced this in our home. Regarding Sarah, I agree she's a victim too. I've done what I can, informing her mother, who keeps me updated. Sarah remains deluded, refusing therapy and insisting she loves David. She hasn't reached him since he initially ghosted her, blaming me for his silence, accusing me of controlling him. She dismissed evidence of his dating app activity as fake, claiming I'm jealous because she satisfies him better. Her obsession suggests David groomed her long before she turned 18, likely when she and Noah started dating in freshman year. Her intense devotion couldn't have developed in just 5 months. Without her cooperation, legal action is limited unless other victims emerge. I hope she awakens to the truth, but direct intervention feels futile now. Update your support remains overwhelming, and I'm grateful. Unfortunately, I've received cruel, accusatory messages claiming my story is fake, with some citing a supposed debunking online. I'm not here for money or gain, just emotional desperation drove me to share. If you doubt me, that's okay, but please don't send hateful messages. I continue posting because your support lifts me. The divorce is progressing, but I'll avoid specifics to protect the process. I have temporary custody of Lily, and David must pay temporary child support. A protective order prevents him from contacting or approaching us. I'm confident there's substantial evidence against David that will have lasting consequences, though I must stay vague for now. Justice is coming. Your concern for my kids touches me. Noah's attended 2 therapy sessions, and I'm not dismissive of his pain. I know he's hurting, and we're ensuring he feels loved. My brother and his wife have been incredible, supporting Noah and Lily. Lily's sadness grows, and I hope she'll try therapy soon. Her friends' accounts of David's unsettling behavior weigh on her. Regarding Sarah, things have worsened. Despite her mother's efforts, Sarah insists she's an adult at 18 and can see David. She's been sneaking out, spending hours with him, even after he initially avoided her. Her mother's attempts to ground her, taking her keys, limiting her phone, fail. Sarah believes she's in a relationship, blind to David's manipulation. Her mother is exhausted, fearing that kicking Sarah out would push her to David permanently. I feel anger and sorrow for Sarah, trapped in a toxic cycle, but I'm powerless beyond supporting her mother. I believe justice will reach David, and I pray Sarah gets help soon. I'm focusing on my kids, my mental health, and moving forward.